Well, that was probably of the practices we've had so far. That was a little bit disappointing in the way we started. It was a little sloppy. And I think what these kids have to learn how to do, and we have to learn how to do as coaches, is every time we hit the green, we have to be mentally locked in. And we've done that until this morning. It took us too long to get going. So, it's disappointing, but it's just an opportunity to learn. And we'll see how they respond. And if they can come out here tomorrow and get it back again, you don't want to have lulls, not when you're trying to be great. And you have to push through them, and I didn't think we did a good enough job of that this morning early. So we'll see how we do tomorrow. We'll go back and look at the film, get better. We practiced situations at the end of the game there, and I thought that was good work. Sometimes that slows down the tempo. I told them it might slow down our pace, it might slow down our tempo, it might slow down the way we move physically, but it can't slow down the way we think mentally. We still have to be mentally sharp. So we're going to continue to do that. We want to be a situationally smart football team and try to gain an advantage at the end of the game on teams that we play because of it. So we got good work done today, but we need to start faster. So we'll see how we come out and attack it tomorrow. I think they'll respond.
Some of the situational stuff that you were working on, would you ever dreamed a year ago of working on that stuff in spring? Like last year?
Yeah, I always work. I think it's important that you work on that stuff year-round. I think it has to be ingrained. We'll work on it again, in spring. The things we're working on, we'll work on it in the fall. But I just really believe that it might only come up one time in a season. But if that one time it comes up, you know how to react, get you a win, then it's worth it. It's worth the time. I just believe that can separate you during the season, is understanding how to use the clock, how to, manipulate the clock, and everybody on your team has to understand, when they should go down, when they should stay in bounds, when they should, make sure they're alert for hard count, all those types of things. Plus, quite frankly, it helps me. It's as much practice for me as it is for them, so that I get my mind thinking the right way.
But with all the other things you were trying to instill last year with tempo and all that, being that specific, was that a little more difficult this year? Last spring? You were able to maybe delve into some of those areas a little more this year?
No, last year we actually we spent a ton of time on it last year.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit more than we did this year, and maybe we need to spend more time on it this year, because you can't let yourself start to believe, we've got it. Like I've said, I got it. Those are three really, really bad words when you're a competitor. So we're going to continue to work hard on that. Like I said, it's as much for me as them. Handling the clock, controlling the clock, not making clock management errors. Believe it or not, I still, and it's probably easy to believe rather than not believe, is I still at times revert back to the NFL way of thinking with regards to the end of the game, the clock. Like when he was, I don't know who it was, Tyler Scott running down here, and I thought he went out of bounds. He didn't, but I thought he did, and I was wondering why the official stopped the clock. They stopped because it was a first down. I'm thinking the clock's running, it stayed in bounds. So, I got to continue to work through that so I don't screw it up.
There was kind of a cheer that came out from the sideline when Brett went down for a slide. Do you think that's something he's gotten better at, and do you think that's something he's going to need to be able to do this season?
Absolutely, and I think he needs to work on it out here. It's kind of unnatural when he gets in these situations to go down, but I think he has to. So not only was that a positive, but he's got to continue to do that. And I don't know if he gets rug burn or what, but he's just going to have to deal with it. So, because he needs to slide and not sprain his ankle when he does so.
It's probably a knee.
Yeah, and we'll get it checked, but it didn't look good. It was a non-contact. He was just turning to run and he went down. So we'll keep our fingers crossed.
Nate continues to look really comfortable at that defensive end position with great leverage and disengagement from the block, and his quickness is just really impressive.
He just needs to gain weight. The only thing that's holding him back right now is he's undersized. But he's got the frame to be 265 pounds. Look how big his calves are right there. It's gigantic. So he can be a big man. But you're right, he's got long arms. He's got a violent disengage. He's got quickness. That might be the spot for him. And Kenny Orjoki looks good at outside linebacker. So those two guys are just doing a nice job for young guys.
Is Sermons going to stay at safety when Dietrich comes back?
Sermons, yeah, but Stan will go back down to the linebacker. Yeah, Stan we moved back to safety. He's played there, and we needed his him in terms of numbers. But Brandon will stay at safety.
Seems like Dietrich did a little bit more today, did some team stuff. Is he on a good timetable?
Yeah, he's coming back. You know, we just have to be careful with him. But he just needs to keep getting work and then just slowly move his way into contact.
Is there thought of him, when there's more depth in the fall, maybe moving to that mini backer spot?
Who?
Dietrich.
No, he's a safety. Yeah, he's a safety. The mini backers would be Stan and Taylor, who's doing a good job in there. Heck, Taylor's looking more and more just like a weak inside linebacker. He does a good job. But we need Stan or Dietrich back in the back. That's more natural for him. He's a good athlete. He can run and he can move in space. So I think he's going to be fine back there. For him, it's just about, is he going to be healthy?
Any separation at running back yet, or is it still?
No,
tight
they're all kind of moving as a pack and getting better as a pack. Is that what you guys see?
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like they're all doing a lot better, but nobody seems to be stepping above the rest, and that's okay. If we can have a good group there and do it by committee, I'll be fine with that. Okay? All right.